So you want to start a new sketchbook, but you're not quite sure how. You have a little resistance and fear about starting. When you look at the blank page, you're not sure what to do. Today, I'm going to walk you through how I overcame this fear myself when I first started my art journey. I'm going to give you some very simple tips and tricks that help me that I hope will also help you get started. For now, we're going to skip this interior page and the one directly after it. I'm technically starting on the third page. I do this quite often. When first starting out, a great idea is to use a reference photo. You can take your own or use a royalty-free site, such as I'm using right here, called Pexels. You search for what you want to draw, and you will get so many options afterwards. I love drawing birds. I think they are so simple and easy, and you can get really creative with them. You can draw a bird that doesn't actually exist in real life, and other people will look at it and say, oh, hey, that's a bird. So one of my suggestions to you is to draw something that you like drawing, that when you often draw it, you feel like you've done a good job afterwards. Something that you're good at. You want to set yourself up for success. You don't want to go and try and draw a masterpiece right off the start. You want to go with something that you know you can do and do well. I think this is going to help set the mood and the tone of having success with starting your sketchbook. Along with setting yourself up for success, you want to have the barrier to entry be easy. If it's too difficult to start, if you have too many steps to do, you might hesitate or just kind of keep putting it off and be like, oh, I'll do that later. So for this particular sketch, I decided to use the paint that was already on my palette. Instead of cleaning my palette all the way off, coming up with a series of colors to use, deciding what colors to use, I just said, hey, let's use up these old colors. They're already here. All I have to do is spray them with water and they'll be ready to go. They'll reactivate. That's one of the beauties of using traditional gouache or watercolor. I think entering into it is a little bit simpler than maybe oil paints or acrylics where you have to squeeze them out of the tube every single time to get started and maybe mix them with some other items and stuff. I love gouache and watercolor because they're really easy to just open up, wet with some water, and get going. If you're using a drawing sketchbook, then just pick your favorite pen or your favorite 3 color pencils or perhaps markers. Whatever it is to you that is easy to use and that you already have found some success with, that's what I suggest starting with. If you've never tried gouache paint before, well, that might be a little bit more difficult, and maybe you want to experiment with that later down the road once you've already started the sketchbook. I really think that sometimes the biggest battle is getting started. That's why I keep saying you want to set yourself up for success. You want to make it easier for you to get done with the first page spread. Just that way you have a sense of accomplishment and you want to continue forward. You don't want to get frustrated at the beginning and already give up on yourself. So this illustration that I do of these little birds, it only took me about 30 or 40 minutes from start to finish. Part of that was I just dove right in. I think maybe 5 minutes I spent looking through the pictures, and then about 5 minutes for the sketch, and the rest was painting it. It was a pretty easy little illustration. It also helps that this is a smaller sketchbook. If I had used a larger sketchbook, of course, to fill in the color with the paint, it's going to take a little bit longer. As a simple reminder, your sketchbook is a place for you to grow and experience the ups and downs of being an artist, where it's okay to make wrong proportions. It's okay to use colors that don't go together necessarily. This is how you become a better artist, by making mistakes. I think in the beginning of our journey, it's easy to lose sight of that, especially with the pressure of online presence of other artists who may have been doing this for so many more years than you, even perhaps decades. It's easy to compare yourself to them and to wonder, why am I not there yet? You simply have to keep practicing, keep trying, and sometimes by doing something as simple as something you always do somewhat well, such as the case with this. So I started the sketchbook with these little birds and they turned out pretty cute. They're not perfect, there's mistakes, and that is okay. It is okay to make mistakes in art. All right, friends, let's go back to the beginning of our sketchbook. We don't want to leave it naked, so to speak. I'm just going to write my name in it. It's as simple as that. And I'm going to take a sticker from my Patreon. This is one of my leftover rewards, and I'm just going to pop it right down in the sketchbook. Simple, easy peasy. Everybody has some spare stickers lying around. Just put some of those in your sketchbook. I'm also going to do some quick swatching of these Tombow markers that I have. I love doing swatches in the beginning of my sketchbook on the very first page because honestly, it uses up the space. I think it's a great way to utilize it and to get a feel for the colors. I love doing swatches in general, but markers are really quick and easy. This took me less than 5 minutes to do. So again, just set yourself up for success, my friends, and you will have your sketchbook started in no time. Thank you for watching another one of my videos. I hope you guys had a good time and you got some good inspiration for starting your own sketchbook. Have a good one. Bye.